why play sport and only give 50%? Like, we're here to give our best, and find who's the best of the best. Like, I don't want to be the best of the worst. I want to be the best of the best. Like,
Is that what silver medal is? Best of the worst?
Well, but I've got a whole new meaning of what silver medal means for me personally. It's a representation of everything, bro. All the obstacles, everything we went through, all the hard times, and being able to look at it every day and say, I know I have it in me right here to go one better. So yeah, silver taught me a lot more than the gold did.
That's interesting. So it sounds like one of those, people so often say it's not about getting knocked down. It's how you pick yourself up from being knocked down, which shows the character.
Yeah, I don't know what your platform is, and I actually didn't bring my silver from, it's still in the container coming back from the Olympics. But if you look at our medals, the material that it was made from in Rio was a different material to any of the Olympics, and it actually decomposed with human oil on your hands.
Really?
And so we found out pretty quickly, those of us who were pretty generous with it. I was one of those. I gave it to every kid who wanted to touch it, everybody. I never wrapped it up or nothing. But I know a couple of the Olympians, like Eddie Dawkins, he was real careful with his. I remember he was like, no. And I was like, why is he doing that? Anyway, fast forward 4 years, and there's so many dents in it. It's all decomposed. Like, we actually had the option to send it back to Rio to get a new one. I didn't want to take that risk, but that's the kind of material it was. And I remember I would go to schools, and hands down guaranteed, if they were like under about 8 or 9 years old, bro, they just drop it. They drop your Olympic medal, and you're sitting there going, oh my goodness. But I love it now because I look at it and it's got all these marks and dents and everything, and it's just such an amazing metaphor for everything we went through, all the bloody chips and obstacles, that we had to go through. I love it.
I remember when I was at school, it's a bit embarrassing, I can't remember which one, but the kayakers from the 80s, Paul McDonald, Ian Ferguson.
Oh, nice.
I think it was Ian Ferguson. Anyway, I think it was Ian Ferguson, was an old boy of the school I was at, and he came and did, like, they'd won their gold, and they came and did a speech at the school. And he said to me sort of the opposite. He said he learned very quickly that what people tend to do when they hold his gold medal is they bite on it because they want to see if it's real gold. And he said there was teeth marks in it. And when he realized that people started doing that, he stopped giving his medal out to them. He just showed them.
It's a bit like that, eh? Like, you don't really, when you win a medal, you don't really know, there's no how to deal with it or look after it. You kind of learn the bloody hard way. And yeah, I remember my nephews were very young at the time, and the Rio one came in this wooden box. I still got it, it was real flash. It was like that, and you open the top like that. Like, it was a really nice design. Anyway, my nephew comes along, rips it open like that, and just ripped the whole top. I was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, but with the gold, I'm a little bit more, I've been more, learned the lesson, so I'm a bit more careful with it.
It is funny how, though, it tells that story. Like, I'm thinking, I love watching those kind of car, fixing up car shows on Discovery Channel and that kind of stuff. And how sometimes a classic car in its original state with all the dents and that kind of stuff is more valuable than a completely repainted, because it's about the originality of the car and the story that comes with it. So it's interesting thinking about a medal in that way now, because I think for me, being a selfish prick, I'd probably want to kind of and keep it perfect and make it hang perfectly. But yeah, it'd be interesting to also think about the story that came with it. Remember that little shit and Tikawiti who dropped it, and that's that dent right there, but it's part of the story.
Yeah, 100%. And I made it. I remember it was such a mental challenge to because I talk about perspective all the time, but the silver was a massive one. It was really difficult to turn that into a positive, just in the immediate, 24 hours. And so that was a huge personal growth in my mindset, that silver medal. So it's like, I remember going, I want to share this with the country. So every school, every tournament we went to, I no second thought. I said, I let them wear it, I let them touch it, I let them hold it, take a photo with it, everything, because I wanted to share the learnings I had, the experience. And I'll never forget when Lisa Carrington came into our program before we were professional. She'd just won her first gold medal in 2012, and she come to our sevens trials, our camp, and I'll never forget holding my very first Olympic medal, and I remember saying to myself, because girls were chucking it on, I was like, Ruby, don't put this on. The only Olympic medal you'll put on is your own. Cool. So it was a huge experience, powerful moment for me, holding my first one. Then I just wanted everyone I could ever possibly meet to have that experience. Like, maybe hold a silver and say, I'm going to get a gold, or hold a silver and go, I'm going to go to the Olympics. I just really wanted to share that.